Hello and welcome to AjchKing's Ramble Radio podcast with me, your co-host, the AjchKing, and
the other co-host, me, Kamikaze, also known as Josh.
one and only person that I talk to on a daily basis.
We're not going to sing Chesney Hawks. That's off the list.
Thank God.
I was tempted.
Right. Don't. I'll mute you. Right. Today's little podcast, not sure how long it's going to be, but potentially about an hour and a half. We're going to talk about transfers, what's going on in the world of football. So, hopefully you will endure the pain that you might hear from us, but we'll try our best.
We digress.
What do you mean, digress?
I don't know. It just sounds like a fun word.
I've never heard of that word.
Hey Siri.
I don't want a Siri explanation, they're always shocking.
What does digress mean?
Digress means leave the main subject temporarily in speech for writing.
There you go, that's what it means. Didn't know that.
Oh, fair enough.
I'm glad it didn't mean anything that you shouldn't end. Put it that way.
The way we're going to break down this podcast today is I've got about 40 sort of prime transfers that have been happening in the last 3 weeks. And I believe Josh has got rumours, is that true?
I have rumours and potential transfers and future transfers.
Very nice.
Not as many as you, because I've been reasonable.
Well, I might skip a few outs. Like, I've taken a few out who were sort of unnoticeable, but I've gone for like the staple FIFA community who've used in the past. So every one of these people I've talked about have been in either a FIFA career mode I've done or a FIFA Ultimate Team I've had. So that's why I know them. Oh, do you want to show you the first person or shall I?
You can do it, because I'm just loading up some player details quickly.
Very nice. Well, the first person that has transferred is Daniel Crowley, has moved from a team called Birmingham City in the second division to Hull, which is in the third division. He's moved to the third division team on a loan deal, and it ends in May 2021. What's your thoughts on that, Josh?
Well, considering I've never heard the player.
Have you never heard of Daniel Crowley?
No, I don't know much about him. Let me have a quick look at this.
I can tell you a little brief stat from memory. He's 72 rated on FIFA, a right midfielder with 3-star, and he's 23 years old, who is been my backup placement right mid for my Brighton teams for the last 4 years.
Very nice.
So that's the only reason why I know who he is. It's a bit sort of like a proud moment, him moving.
I'd probably say it'd be a good move if he's a young player. That is. If he's not a young player, then I don't know what it
He's
is.
only 23.
So he's got potential.
He's got potential, you know. So maybe the loan deal at Hull, maybe goes to Hull in the future, and then maybe gets back into the Prem. Well, not back, but gets to the Prem with Hull. And you never know, we could be seeing Daniel Crowley and Solly March in the same team.
I wondered how long it'd take you to bring in a Brighton player.
I've got to represent my teammate. It has to happen.
Oh, he looks quite. It's alright. It's a good move for him, I think.
I mean, he's going to get some first team game time for definite.
I mean, Hull are a better team than Birmingham. So. I mean, that's a bonus.
Well, officially by rankings they're not, because Birmingham are in the Championship to Hull's third division. But overall,
I think
Hull have been in the Prem more than Birmingham City. So
true.
I would say Hull are a better team.
I do like. So I know people that from Hull. They're very passionate fan base about Hull.
Same with Millwall, mate.
Millwall are just a bunch of so-and-sos which you can't say on the stream.
If you don't know football, just search Millwall taking the knee, and that's all you have to understand why we hate them. Not happy with them.
Oh, but I'm gonna steal the stage
So
for a second.
hang on, we haven't done the rating. So out of 10, what are you saying for Daniel Crowley's move? Like out of 10.
I'd probably give it a 5. Not the best in the world, but it could be good. It could be good to build his career. So it's a bit of a 50-50.
I was going to say a 4.5, you know, because he's not a well-known player, I'm not going to lie. I just know him from my FIFA careers. But he's got a sort of soft spot, so when he gets a bit better in his life, maybe this will be like his sort of foundation start of the career. So you said a 5 for Daniel Crowley?
Yes.
Okay. So what are you saying about Steven Spotlight?
Steven Spotlight with some news about Christian Eriksen. Been reportedly wanting to go back to his former club of Tottenham Hotspur. Obviously, we all know who he is. He was a legendary player at Tottenham. Moved to Inter, gone a bit quiet. You know, he's 29, 30. No, he's 20. Yeah, 29. So.
Well, he's 30 this year.
Yeah, he's 30 this year. He's right-footed. He's 5'11". Personally, I think it's the wrong move for him because I think he's going to end up like another Bale.
See, for me, he should go to PSG, link up with Pochettino again.
There is that.
Personally,
watch.
I don't want him back in the Prem. You know when people go to a different league and then they come back and they're not the same?
Mm-hmm.
Like, he will be classed as one of the best creative midfielders in the Prem for a long time if he don't come back. Like, he's created one of the most amount of assists. He's got one of the most caps for a cam spot. Yes, he didn't win anything, but he created so many chances for Tottenham and kept him in the game. Who says that he comes back and he'll continue his legacy?
The thing is, I believe that Conte's ruined him as a player. Because if you look at his stats, in the last 12 months, he's made 39 appearances, and he's only played 13 times in all competitions this season, or last season, and he's failed to score or claim a single assist. So he doesn't fit Conte's way of playing.
Well, he's not good at defense. Like, Conte is a defensive manager.
True.
It is, no one cannot deny that he's defensive. Whereas Pochettino was attacking, and that's what suited him better, was an attacking manager. Now, if you think about Jose Mourinho, if he goes to Tottenham, Jose's the same as Conte. He's a defensive, plays on the counter. That's not how Eriksen likes to play.
Nah, Eriksen's suited the way Poch wanted to play. But
I personally, I can see it happening.
Put this out there. There's been no formal discussions between either two of the clubs. But if it does happen, it will potentially only be a loan. And that's the news on Eriksen and that'll be a summer loan, not now, but for the summer.
Not too bad.
So
I mean, it would be great to redo the Delaney, Doiberg, and Eriksen link, and then do like Royce on the left. It would be great doing that back on Ultimate Team, but I personally couldn't see it.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, it'd be a Gareth. I think it'd be a Gareth Bale thing. You know, Gareth Bale goes back to Spurs. Jose didn't even want him. Jose not played him. I think if Eriksen gets back, it's just going to be another one of them. He's just going to be wasted on the bench.
True. It's like as well, the clubs I've heard him being linked to, Man United, PSG, I've heard Real Madrid, I've heard Juventus. I don't think he would go back to Spurs.
Nah, I think no.
You never know. Someone might prove me wrong and
Football is a surprising
slap me
game.
with an iron shovel. Well, moving on from Christian Eriksen, we have a guy called Huntelaar, who is a legend in the scene. Like, if you don't know a bit about Huntelaar, who's played for Ajax and Schalke, 235 games, I believe it was, for Schalke. And he's gone back to Schalke to end his career with his beloved club that mainly created his career till 2021. And sadly, which it pains me to say this, he's set to retire this year in June.
Ooh. Interesting.
It is a painful one for me to say that. Do you remember Huntelaar when he was at Ajax? How how many team of the weeks he had?
Don't remember him.
Mate, he was amazing. He was so like under the radar. Like not many people used Huntelaar, but if you had on FIFA 20 Huntelaar Bastos with Seedorf, oh my Jesus, he was amazing. One of my favourite players that isn't from the UK.
See,
What do you think to him going back to his boyhood club type thing? Not boyhood, but like career boyhood club.
well, you know, you started your career there, you end your career. That's probably any player's dream. You know, they've been brought up by a club, they've gone on, made their own name, and they've gone back. Now they've become a solid player. They've come back, probably with intentions to help make the team great again. You know, it could happen Ronaldo in United. Who knows?
No.
Potential swap deal for Pogba. You know,
Mate,
Pogba back to Juve.
Dissing Ronaldo.
Ronaldo to come back to United. I'd say yes.
Ronaldo, well, I would take Ronaldo, but he's 36 this year, mate.
Yes, but Ronaldo would decimate this league.
To be fair, he said he will be playing until he's at least 41, if he stays in his current form, which
He has done for
built
about
he
since he
is?
was 9.
Have you seen how built he is?
I
Like,
know.
how many muscles that guy has?
He's mad.
He's got muscles that I never knew was on the body.
I'm not gonna say that.
I mean, I knew there was 6-packs, but I didn't know there was such things like an 8-pack and stuff, apart from cans of Coke. But fucking hell, that guy's built like a shithouse.
No, I reckon he'd decimate. I reckon he'd. I
Do you
don't
know what
think
I
there'll
love?
be any problem with Ronaldo coming back to the Prem.
If he came back to Man United, he just goes up to Cavani, bitch slaps the fuck out of him, and goes, "Bitch, my shirt, give me."
Mm.
And then Cavani goes, "No," and he goes, "Do you know who the fuck I am? I'm Ronaldo. I made the number." Be so funny.
I'd love to. In the summer, my dream transfer in the summer would be Pogba, swap deal and money for Ronaldo. So then we can play Van de Beek. Just drop your phone. Then we can play Van de Beek where Pogba plays, and we can have Ronaldo up front.
Do you know what I would love?
Mwah.
Get rid of De Gea, get rid of Pogba, get rid of Phil Jones, get rid of Shaw, get rid of
Shaw's a decent left back.
I don't care. He's injury prone.
He's not. He's not been
Mate,
injured.
how many
I
times-
don't think he's been injured once this season. Maybe once.
Yeah, we're only like a third of the way through it.
You can't call him injury
Give him
prone.
time. Mate, he was injured up pretty much 6 months last season. He was injured the season before that for 2 months.
Yes, but he's a very good
defender.
He's a very good defensive left back.
Yes. Who gets injured?
Yes, but if you compare Tellers to Shaw, Tellers is a very good attacking left back. Not as good defending. Whereas Luke Shaw, he's about 50-50, but he's more defending. I really like Luke Shaw.
Don't get me wrong. I liked him around the FIFA 18 era, but I can't trust him. I'm scared he's gonna get injured.
What about Eric Bailey? He's our best centre back. And
I thought you got rid of him.
No, he's been playing. He's our
Mate,
he's
I
our
told you,
he's our best
until
centre back.
United either sack Ollie
I'm not going to do
get rid
that.
of
We're going to win the league.
and get rid of Phil Jones, I'm taking a moral high ground and not following my club. they can fuck himself.
De Gea's a great
I
goalkeeper.
don't like.
He's done,
I don't
he's
care.
done brilliant this season.
Yeah, but last season he was.
That was
he
last
useless.
season. That's in the past.
I don't care.
And we still come
He
third.
was meant to be. What?
We still come third.
Yeah.
Bear that in
Just
mind.
by sheer bloody luck with Bruno Fernandes.
Because he's a great player.
I'm telling you, De Gea is as useless as a sieve in goal. Or sieve in water. He's
He's not.
useless.
He's brilliant. You've seen the saves he made this season. He's back on
I
form.
I literally haven't. I refuse to watch him.
He's back on form.
I couldn't care. I want him gone.
He's never going
What's
to go.
my main?
He's a loyal servant to this club.
I don't want him.
I do. He's great. Leave him alone.
Ollie can get.
You've got agendas.
I don't care.
How
You got
how
me
can you
Ramble
say
onto Ollie now.
how can you say get Ollie out? We've not been first in the league since Sir Alex. That's
I
8
don't
years.
give a flying fuck.
We've had
I
Mourinho,
don't like
and he
Ollie.
didn't even get us first. Ollie's got us first. Respect the man. He's done something that 4 other managers couldn't do, and he's the least experienced.
The one that gets my grind some gears with him, it was 12 games on a trot. Who signed? He was meant to be a caretaker. Do it at the end of the season, and then make a decision. But oh no, he's won 12
That's not
games in a
Ollie's
row.
fault. That's the board.
I don't care. I want him out.
Oh, the agendas. This fan
Tell you
base
what,
is ruined.
If we win this season, and then we get something like 7th next season, and they don't fucking sack him,
They're not gonna sack
I'm
him.
pretty much done with the club.
If we do, there's no one to bring in.
Well, there's so many people. You got Thomas Tuchel,
Never heard of him.
PSG, who used to be Dortmund's old manager. You had Pochettino available.
He's gone.
Poch was more, inclined for the job.
But I think no, Pochettino didn't play wingers, and United's philosophy is winners. So if he came in, he just basically
but
wiped
this
that
season
philosophy.
we've been Camps.
Well, no, we've had winners. We've pretty much been playing the 4-2-3-1. With
Yeah,
Rashford, with
Camps, George.
yes, but in game you had Rashford off the left wing or the right wing.
Yeah, but it's still technically classed as left attacking midfielder, right?
Yes, but it's a left wing, so he's playing as a left wing. You need to watch more football.
No, I watched Brighton.
Yeah, Brighton
Refuse
are
to
nowhere
watch
near the
United.
level of United.
I don't
You have
care.
no football knowledge.
Brighton excites me to watch.
Why
Man
they lose
United.
all the time?
Yeah, but it's more passionate. At least they're actually fighting for something. But United,
We're fighting
we
for
can afford
first.
120 million pound. So we've won it 13 times. Big whoop.
Yeah, we've not won it in 9 years. 8 years.
Let someone else win it for a change.
Liverpool won it.
I personally think relegation battle's more fun to be in than a title contending.
Well, no, because if you get relegated, you lose money.
Well, no, I lose my job.
But yeah, then, so why would you want to have why would you want a risky job? Stupidity.
No, it's
Not
more
common
fun to
fo-
watch.
not
Like the
common
team's
football
buckling
knowledge.
under pressure. There's more scraps and shit going on.
Right, I'll make you a deal. You come back to
What?
me and you tell me that you enjoyed the relegation battle when Brighton get relegated. Guarantee you would have said you guarantee. Brighton get relegated, you come to me and you're like, oh, you didn't want to be in a relegation battle.
Brighton have been in a relegation battle for 4 years now.
Yeah, but they've
all
been
they've
been
been
just outside or just in. They've never been right at the bottom, have they?
We have, thank you. When it was, what was it? The year Cardiff went down, I think it was 2019 season. Brighton were in the bottom 3 for a while. And then we managed to just get out, and we had to bank on Cardiff losing the last 3 games to guarantee our survival. That was fucking nerve-wracking, the atmosphere when the team scoring, you're like, oh shit, at the stadium. Absolutely amazing. Yes, there were tears and there was cries when you found out Cardiff couldn't physically overtake us. There was cheers, there was roars.
So you'd be
it
happy.
was amazing.
You'd be happy being in a relegation battle, but would you be happy them getting relegated?
Oh no, because I'll be jobless.
Well, there
But
you go then.
it's more fun to
Common
watch
sense.
on TV as a relegation battle because you get more dirty tackles, you get a few elbows,
Look what happened.
when
Look what happened when Liverpool and Burnley. Firmino pretty much full on punted him.
Look what who was it? Someone like kicked the boots at Lukaku, you know, just because they were pissing him off.
That's the Italian league.
No, when he was back at United. One of the Brighton players started studding up Lukaku in the chest because he was pissing him off.
Yeah, good.
This is what I'm saying. Relegation battles, yes, they're not fun when you go down, but the football is way more dirtier and more like fun
Mate,
to watch.
I've watched Brighton highlights for the past couple of weeks. Not seen one horrific tackle.
Well, yeah, it's still half season. I'm talking this time, 2 weeks time, is when it gets amazing.
Thing is, you haven't lower teams down in the league haven't got the squad depth to actually go out and put in lots of tackles because they haven't got the squad depth to bring players in if they get sent off or if they get injured. So if you think about it, in a technical sense, lower league teams or teams that are in the bottom four can't really have vicious and aggressive games because they haven't got the squad depth to bring players in if players get injured. Why do you think lower league? Why do you think the teams bottom four never change first team? They haven't got the money to invest in better players, so they've got about the starting 11 about 3 other players they can bring on.
We don't. We have. I could pretty much name you the whole starting 11 of
Yeah, no, because they're good. But we're not good.
We've got squad depth.
We've babbled on too much about this one.
We have to talk about Man United stuff for 14 minutes.
Your football knowledge hurts.
I told you it's a Ramble radio.
Yeah, but at least talk some bloody sense.
Whatever. I'm talking about my opinions. Fuck United until they get rid of the hair and olive.
Well, that's your opinion, and you can have it.
Rather support City at times.
My opinion is Brighton should be in League 2.
Oi!
Hey, that's my opinion.
Fuck
That's my opinion.
No.
I'm allowed my opinion.
Championship minimum, but not League 2.
That's my opinion.
Fuck off. The League 2 are like the pits.
Hey, Plymouth Argyle could probably do over. Actually, speaking of that, Plymouth Argyle have got their first ever FA Cup 4th round against Sheffield United. That'll be an interesting game.
Right, so if Plymouth Argyle beat that,
I'm gonna say on our next stream,
Bradford City.
I'm gonna say
we play tomorrow.
I'm gonna say our next stream. If Plymouth Argyle beat Sheffield, I'll say Plymouth can beat Brighton. Because you're pretty much the same as Sheffield. Let's be real.
You disrespectful bastard. We're not like Sheffield. How dare you? How dare you? We are not Sheffield.
Right, let's move on. We've rambled on too much about this topic.
You've pissed me off now. You've actually got me really pissed off.
What we're going to say, like Sheffield.
I tell you what, if you were right next to me, I would smack you.
What because I said you like Sheffield?
We're not like Sheffield.
Alright, and you're a Fulham. But
I'll take that.
You're a Fulham.
But don't you dare ever compare me above a team that's above the North. Whoa. Nah. Southerners till we die.
Oh. That's funny.
You said I'm not Sheffield. Right. Moving on from that little ramble before I get even more pissed off. Mario Mandzukic, who used to play for Juventus, do you remember him?
There, yeah.
He has gone to AC Milan on a 1 year, but sort of like a 1 year deal. If he does well this season, like to the end of this season, they extend it for another year. If they don't do well, then they let him go back out as a free agent.
Interesting.
Bearing in mind, he is 34 years old, so potentially you could see out the rest of his career at AC Milan if he does well to the end of this season.
Yeah, I was thinking about it. He's gone to AC Milan now, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's at there
So
right
he's
now.
basically playing up front with Ibra.
Do you know, quick little stat for people who are a statistician, their combined two attackers up front is 74 years old.
Jesus Christ. That's
Yeah.
mad. 70 hours.
Yeah, that gets your brains, triggering. Bear in mind, that's the oldest in the league for Serie A.
Yeah, but it is Ibra. I mean,
To be fair, Ibra's probably going to go until he's like 60. He's still knocking him in.
Ibra's going to get an icon card. I bet you when he retires, he gets an icon card. He's got to.
Imagine his icon isn't 99. I'd be pissed for Ibra himself.
The thing is, he's got to have one because he's literally a legend. He's pretty much played everywhere.
Well, you think what you said about United says like, I'm Ibra, I play where I want or something.
Where's the thing?
It's off his contract.
He's been United. He's been PSG. I think he's been to the MLS.
Originally, he started with Ajax, I believe. No, sorry, Malmo. Then I want to say it was Ajax. Then AC Milan. Or Inter Milan. Then AC Milan. Then it was Barca. Then PSG. Then United. Then at LAFC. And then back to AC Milan.
He's done it all.
Like, hang on, let me quickly definitely get him up, like, where he's been, because I don't want to insult the poor fucker, he'll probably beat me up.
Bet he'll have you. One round ass
Mate,
kick and that's it. You'll be on the floor.
Right, so Malmo, Ajax, then Barcelona, then AC Milan, then back to Barcelona, then back to AC Milan, then Paris Saint-Germain, then Man United, then LAFC, and then back to AC Milan. So he's been like all over the place.
The one thing I wish we got more out of Ibra than what we did. Because he was pretty much injured the entire time he was there. As far as I can
Well, he
remember.
did break his knee in 2 places.
I kind of wish we got more out of him.
I mean,
He's such a
he
good
was a
beast.
great little player.
He is, yeah. Oh.
Could you
Right,
imagine though he ended his career at Man United?
I wouldn't take him.
You wouldn't?
I wouldn't take him, I'd say no.
Are you mental?
Maybe
He's a 6'4" giant,
if
mate.
he went from LA or wherever it was back to United, yes. But I wouldn't take him now.
I know, what I'm saying is, if he didn't leave United and just stayed there to the end of his career,
Oh, I'd be happy with that.
imagine that. Zlatan Ibrahimovic.
Holy
I'll tell you
shit.
what. Ibra is hands down one of my all-time favourite players of the game, not just the FIFA. Like, I tell you what, I had a Barcelona shirt with Ibra on the back. I felt like I was a god. It wasn't very Barcelona, but it just felt nice wearing it.
Mm.
Before we get into another Ramble section, I better move on.
Anyway, I'm stealing the show again. There is a
What are you
potential.
saying about Mandzukic?
I like Mandzukic, and I think him going to AC Milan is probably. He can't go anywhere else because he's too old. So, staying in the Italian league is good. I think AC Milan was the right move for him. I couldn't see him going anywhere else.
No, I think it would pretty much stay there now.
Yeah, he's not going
He's
to move
34.
again.
Which will be turning 35 this year. If he goes on, he'll be 36. He might extend it for another year, 37. And no offence to Mandzukic, I don't think he's got the stamina like Ibra.
No, Ibra can run. He can just run.
Ibra is like a British Bull Terrier. They look old, but they're still fucking fast.
Right. I'm gonna steal the show, and I'm gonna put the spotlight on me.
We haven't done a rating. What's your rating? Out of 10? I'd say 6.
I give him a 7. I really do like Mandzukic.
And before you steal the show one more time, we forgot to do Huntelaars. rating at Schalke.
See, I don't really know much about him. So I'll go.
He's ending his career at the club that made him. Who? Hang on. Huntelaar.
Going back to an old
tell you-
going
I'll
back
tell
to
you
the club
his
he
stats.
started with.
So he played there for about 7 years. Has 420 games for him.
See, I think it's a good move. I'd give him a 6.
Alright, I'll give him an 8. He's a very good person.
Nice. Right now, I'm grabbing that spotlight and putting it over me now. We're gonna shoot over to United and to a man by the name of Jesse Lingard. Jesse Lings. Messi Lingard.
So Brian. Lingard Didinho.
Lingardinho.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Is it a Ronaldinho?
yeah, I know he got it right. You met him.
I thought you were a bit slow.
I knew you were right. Anyway, Jesse Lingard's representatives have held talks with Lyon, a French League One team.
Oh shit.
Of potential loan move this month, but the club president, has warned that you shouldn't expect big names to come to your clubs in January. But it's looking like it's not going to happen. But last summer, they held talks with La Liga clubs and other Premier League clubs to try and get him on a loan deal. But it currently looks like that he's going to stay at United throughout this transfer window. Now, if he moves in the summer, I don't know. But he's not made an appearance for United for a while. So I don't see why we're keeping him and why we're not letting him go. So I don't really know what to think about this. But
Well, that's interesting because that's not what I've heard.
personally, I think we should let him go to Lyon.
See, I'm in a different boat. I've heard he potentially might go back to the Seagulls.
Don't be daft.
He was on loan at the Seagulls for a season back when we had Girola and stuff. I have heard on a few Seagull sites that potentially we might try to get him back.
There's not been any talks about that.
Mate, have you not seen the North Stand Collective?
I've done my research about every one of these. I don't know anything about going to Brighton.
Oh,
I reckon he's going to stay at the club for probably till the summer. I reckon in the summer. I don't think we'll sell him. I think we'll loan him out. If I'm being honest. Actually, I can't see United selling him. But then say that he's only played in 3 cup games and that's it. He's not played the Premier League game this season. I don't think he played. I didn't think he played last season either.
well, no, he played in the Champions League.
Yeah, that was wrong. Yeah.
I don't know that much. To be fair, he did get overshadowed by like Rashford, Pogba,
True.
Mata. Do you remember when he had that 2018 season when he was in the World Cup and stuff? And then he just lost his form.
Yeah, then he dropped off. But he did have all that issue with his. I think he's got his 2 daughters. He's got to look after by himself. So he's got all of got all of the pressure from the outside as well. So he's only 28, 29, and that isn't juggling football and your kids when you've got no support is probably the hardest job in the world. If I'm being truthfully honest.
Mate, he's a fucking millionaire. He could afford a babysitter.
Yeah, but I don't think he's the type of person who'll get a babysitter. I think he's the type of person that wants to do it himself.
Well, how the fuck can you expect to do your career to provide for your kids if you're not taking that?
The thing is, you don't have to play football to get money from it.
No, but it's a bit stingy. Like Gareth Bale sitting on the bench for 300 grand a week, just laughing at the team losing while he plays golf.
No, mate, I won't complain. I'm paying 300 grand for sitting on a chair doing nothing. Oh, sign me up.
I mean, to be fair, it would be a sick ass job. Like, oh, sorry, I'm just going to play Pokemon Go while you, play game for me. It's the same with Virtual. There are footballers out there who do it.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a god day the last time he played for Arsenal. Jesus.
It's like 2018 or something.
I don't know where
2019.
it's the same with
He
Phil
didn't play any of
Jones.
2020.
Like, he was
Yeah,
injured.
true.
He was injured, what, last April, May, June? Last June, I think he came out and said he was injured. What the bloody hell's he injured himself in lockdown? How is that? What
I'll tell
injury
you what he's
puts him
done.
out for nearly a year? In
He
lockdown?
probably ran into a glass door.
He probably did.
Have you seen his face when he runs? He looks fucking
Bloody
terrifying.
Calamity Jones.
I thought you were going to say Calamity Jane, but... fair
No,
enough,
bloody Phil Jones, his pink boots. I still remember that penalty you missed against Derby. Rubbish.
Do you know what
Get rid of
pissed me off with Phil Jones?
What?
Do you remember that FA Cup match final we had with Chelsea?
Wasn't that the one where he scored no goal?
No, so
No, that was the other.
it was literally a 1-0 to Chelsea, and it was like the 65th minute or something, and he fouled one of the Chelsea players, giving him a penalty, and that was the only goal scored by Hazard. And from that day, I've had a fucking hatred for the bastard.
I'm pretty sure he scored no goal in an important game.
I think that was like a away for or something. He's done that. But, yeah.
Matt, we should
If-
never.
if we-
I do never want to see Phil Jones in a Man United t-shirt ever again.
Even if we had no decent centre-backs, I still don't want him in the club.
He's got nowhere to play. Like we've got
He can go
Maguire,
to
we've got
Southampton or
Twansebi,
something on loan, or they
we've
can
got
go for
bloody,
free.
we've got Bay. You know, Shaw's a decent
Mengi.
centre back.
What have you
Got-
think? We've got Rojo, we've got Mengi, we've got Twansebi.
See, I don't think Rojo doesn't have a place in this team.
I like Rojo.
I reckon.
soft spot.
I think Rojo needs to go back to Argentina
Yeah, I could see that.
because he's not got a place in the team. Let's be real. If it's not Maguire and
True.
Lindelof, it's Maguire and Bay. If it's not Maguire and Bay, it's Bay and Lindelof. Or Bay and, you know, there's no room for him anywhere. But, you know, that's the one thing that annoys me, because the more defenders we have in the club, the more chance we're not going to sign a new defender. And if I'm being honest, we need a new defender.
Well, this is a problem. Like Man City, they've got like 4 right backs.
True. But
Why the fuck do you need 4 right backs?
Maguire's played every single game since Jesus was born. Not had a bleeding break.
Well, to be fair, when you pay like 82 mil for a centre back, you expect him to play every game.
Yeah, you expect him to bloody score crosses as well. Bloody head stop. He can get the ball fine. He just can't put it in the back of the net. Like, was it the one against Liverpool, or was it against Fulham? I think it was
Fulham.
I think it was Fulham. Bloody right in front of the goal, and it goes over to the bloody corner flag. How did you do that?
I did see the highlights for that Fulham match.
Honestly,
Because
Pogba's
they were
goal.
in the
Pogba's
relegation
goal.
battle,
Wow,
right.
that was a beautiful goal by Pogba.
Well, you're talking about the one where he like smashes it from the right side of the box.
Yeah,
rolls
the one where
into the
it
top
comes
left.
down, he controls it, skips past 2, and that was lovely.
Yeah, I saw
That was Juventus Pogba. I think Pogba's doing a bit. Pogba's back. I think he's picking up his form a bit now. I think he's scored what every game. He's scored
78 million.
3 goals in his last 3 games, and they've all been worldies. You know, you had that volley against. Who was it? Wolves, I think it was. And then you had that one against Fulham, and there was another one. Can't remember who it was against. He scored another volley. But no, Pogba's getting his form back up, and I'm glad. So I really do like Pogba. I think he gets too much stick. No one appreciates him enough.
See, I'm 50-50 about him.
So I
I
don't
don't know whether I want to hate him or love him.
I don't agree what he says off the pitch, and whether he tells his agent to go out and say that he's done it, I don't know. But what matters to me is what happens on the pitch. Like that thing with Greenwood, that happened when they won the World Cup, I think it was. I'm social media people kicking off like, leave him alone. As long as he performs good on the pitch, it doesn't matter what he does outside. It doesn't matter what he does outside. It matters what happens on the pitch. If he performs on the pitch, let him do whatever he wants to do outside. Like, it was ridiculous. But anyway, we're sticking to the name here, anyway, Ramble Radio. It's going well for us.
Yep. We are going to go swiftly move on to a guy called Jack Wilshere, which both of us know.
Everyone knows.
Do you remember the days when he was at Arsenal and he was classed like the next Gerrard and Lampard?
Yes, that went downhill. That went downhill quicker than a man in a bog tire.
I was going to say he's gone down quicker than 9/11, but
that went downhill quicker than that did.
I'm sorry, but I was making a joke. But yeah, so Jack Wilshere got terminated by West Ham at the end of last season and was a free agent, and he's gone to Bournemouth. Bear in mind, it's only 20 years old, only for 6 months, with no option to extend it. So it's a bit of a weird one, why he's gone to Bournemouth, but only for 6 months. He's still got about 7 years about 6 7 years left on his career. How do you feel about that one then?
I like Jack Wilshere as a player. I kind of always have done.
Do you remember that you might not? You're a bit young. FIFA 15, he had an 84 team of the week.
No, I don't.
That was my midfielder, my cam. He was amazing.
I do like him.
I don't think Bournemouth is the right club for him though.
Well, he's not as good as what he used to be, so.
Yeah, but what I mean is there's far better teams. Well, I say that there are better clubs in the Championship, like Watford.
I think Bournemouth are better. I think Bournemouth are the best team in the Championship. If I'm being truthfully honest.
I'll quick check on the Championship.
You know, you've got
Champions League.
they've got pretty decent players.
See, for me, you got Norwich, right? So the teams that I would say are better than Bournemouth: Swansea, Watford, Stoke is borderline. I would say Nottingham Forest and Derby. So potentially Derby, Nottingham, or Watford. He should have gone to personally.
I think Bournemouth is the right move for him. I reckon he suits Bournemouth.
See, I can't see it. Just him in like my head, him in a Bournemouth shit does not compute.
See, I think it does.
So we're on very two different spectrums.
Yeah, we are. I think Bournemouth's pretty much the perfect move for him.
If it was Watford, I would have agreed with him because he's a Londoner. He's staying in a London club, but he's moving away from London, which still is a bit weird. Like, he's gone Arsenal, West Ham, and now down to the south, which...
Well, that is true.
He's been in London clubs his whole career, and then he moves away from London, which probably wants to change the scenery, but...
Everyone moves away.
For me, I don't.
I doubt you'll stay in Brighton for the rest of life.
Oh, thank you for saying where I live.
You already gave it away earlier.
Bastard.
You gave it away earlier.
Right. No, I didn't.
You did, you said my home club, and then we started talking about Brighton.
Oh, well, fair enough.
Yeah. Take that back.
No.
See, this is what I have to put up with viewers.
See, so what are you saying the rating then for Bournemouth? I'm saying a 2.
I give it a 6.5. A 6. Another 6.
You want a solid 6?
Solid 6.
Very decent.
Right. I've been looking forward to saying this one all day. This summer, the 94% crew is back. If you don't know what I'm talking about, the talks for signing Jadon Sancho is going to be back on in spring.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Not this again.
Been looking forward to this.
Mate, all the last summer.
There's discussions.
We're going to sign Sancho. We're
Hey,
going to sign Sancho.
that was in the past. This summer, we signed Jadon Sancho. There's been rumours that there's going to be talks happening in the spring, and that his price isn't going to be as high as what it was before. But Dortmund players have come out and said that they don't see it happening. See, I really want it to happen. I really do. I really like Jadon Sancho. I really want him at United.
Don't get me wrong, great player, but the whole United thing is done out now. I don't think it should happen.
See, it's always going to happen because we were so close to getting him in the summer. It's going to be brought back up again this summer, and whether we go for him or not,
we weren't though.
But it'll be back. It'll be in the media, and then the clubs will pick up on it, and then the players will get hyped for it. The fans will get hyped for it, and then the club will be like, you know what? Should we go and do this again, or should we not? And honestly, if we win the league, I say go and bloody get him.
Right. The only reason why I'm saying it's not happening, last year they gave us a deadline like August the 12th. We didn't meet the deadline. They're going to give us another deadline. That's 100% guaranteed. I don't see us. If we did make one deadline agreeing to the price, when he said we're not dropping, there's no negotiable matter on the price, and we're still trying to ship down the price by almost 20 mil, I don't see it happening.
The thing is that there's more clubs involved now, as well.
Yeah, you got like City who want him, Liverpool who want him, you got Real who want him, you got PSG who potentially want him. It's not gonna definitely stay.
Hey,
Go to United.
as soon as this summer transfer window opens, my 94% crew is back on. I would happily take him at United. Happily.
Nah.
Imagine.
I'm good.
I've been waiting to say that.
You always have to talk about Jadon Sancho.
I was so excited. I was so excited to say this one.
All summer we're signing Sancho this week. I'm signing Sancho today. I'm signing Sancho this week.
I was so positive that he was.
I told you we won't sign Sancho. We miss a deadline. Oh, but there's still a chance. I'm not. I'm sorry. I can't do this again for another year.
Hey, you wait until the summer.
I swear, if I'm at work and you send me a fucking message going, "Oh, we're signing Sancho today,"
Mate, if we sign Sancho, you're going to be the first one to hear about it. Mark my words.
Yeah, and I'll keep you muted until further notice.
Wow, such disrespect.
You pissed me off with Sancho every fucking day.
I barely mentioned this. Is the first time I mentioned it in ages.
No, I'm talking about August. My phone every day. Pitting. Oh, we're going to sign Sancho today.
I was so confident we weren't. That was the thing.
I can't go through that again. My phone. And then I'm like, we're not signing Sancho, but we are. There's still a chance. Oh, I can't do that again.
You wait till the summer transfer window opens.
I tell you what, I'm rating it a 0 because I don't want it to happen.
I'm going to give it a 9. The best transfer of the summer.
No.
Pogba swap deal for Ronaldo, and we win the league, and we pay for Sancho. Oh, beautiful. That's my transfer sorted. Bada bing, bada boom.
Well, moving on from Sancho before my brain cells get frazzled again, like they were last summer. A player that I know, but you might not know, is Dominic Cahor, has moved from Eintracht Frankfurt to Mainz on a loan deal to June 2021.
Very nice.
Do you know who he is?
Yeah, I've heard of Frankfurt.
Well, Eintracht Frankfurt.
I've heard of them. I've just never heard of the player.
So, if you... Did you ever, start FIFA choose your German packs?
German, no.
German team.
I went English. I do it all the time.
I 50-50. It's either English, like this year I've gone England, last year went German, the year before that was German, and the year before that was England.
Mm.
And both times he was in my team, on the German picks. But yeah, he's not a well-known player, but I think it's a good move. He's gone to Mines on a loan deal, to potentially get a bit more game time. Which
How old is he?
26.
So he's still
I believe.
he's just at the beginning of his prime years.
Yeah, he's literally like about 2 years into his career.
I reckon.
Signed,
Is it
like,
a year
that,
loan? A year loan.
You've no, to this June,
So
June 2021.
I reckon.
It's a 6-month loan.
Yeah, but a lot can happen in those 6 months. I reckon that's a good move for him. If I'm being honest. Don't know much about him, but with him getting a loan move where he's just starting to come into his prime, is probably the best. If I'm being honest.
You never know, they might buy him.
Potential.
So I'll give it a solid 5 because he's not the worst player. He's better than like what's his name? Havid or something, the midfielder. He's better than Rod, who's better than Wolf. He's better than them sort of people in the
True.
German league. And he's got AC pace as well, which, if you're a FIFA fan, is very crucial in the CDM.
Yeah, I think it's a good move for him. Pretty good move for him.
I'll give him a solid 5.
I gave it a 4. I don't really know much about him, so it kind of drops off a bit. I'll give it a 4.
Quickly send you a little picky, like on, so you can see what his card looks like. Hang on. I should be coming through in a second. So, for people who have been watching this, I got all of like card photo, like pictures of. So, if Josh doesn't know who they are, so like I said, the next person, like Alexi Garcia, he doesn't know who that is. I can just quickly send him a photo so he understands who it is. So yeah, that's a bloke that's just gone through.
Look. Oh, I know who you're on about.
For me. Yeah, so
Yeah,
it's
that's a
not
good one.
well known, but if you're a German like citizen type thing or a German fan of following football, you'll know who he is.
Alright, that's a good move for him. Personally.
I mean, he's going to get more game time, get slightly better hopefully, and then you never know. In a couple of weeks, he might get a team of the week. Bosh! Straight onto my bench.
Potential. Right, moving on.
Okay.
If you're done with that one.
Yeah, it was a pretty short one, that one.
Taking the floor. AC Milan are very close to signing a loan deal with a £25 million option to buy for tomorrow from Chelsea. Now,
I have heard it's...
they're only doing this after a move for Strasbourg defender Mohamed Simakan, I think that's him, who has required surgery for his injury. So they moved over for tomorrow to try and get him on a loan deal. Now, obviously they were tracking the 23-year-old defender from Strasbourg. That was the potential target, but so-and-so has happened, so they've gone for tomorrow. Now, whether they'll buy him, I don't know. Whether we will get the loan, I don't know. But I don't.
Strasbourg?
Strasbourg that's a team. They went after the defender
It's a French team.
Mohamed Simakan. That was their initial. That was their initial target before tomorrow. But he was out for required surgery.
I'm trying to have a very quick little looky where he is on here. Because I think I know who it is. Yeah, I know who he is. He's only one rated centre back. I mean, it'll be good for him. He's only, what, 19?
It's tomorrow.
And I was talking about this, Simakan. It would have been a good move for him, that Simakan.
I don't think tomorrow. I mean, he doesn't get much game time as it is anyway. but I don't think tomorrow suits. I don't think tomorrow do at AC Milan. I reckon he's a Leicester centre back.
The thing with the Serie A, no offence to any Italians or people who watch this,
It's a slow
but the
league.
Serie A is a very slow league. Like, if
Well,
you don't go to the MLS to retire, you go to the
Yeah.
Serie A.
Basically, I
Because-
completely agree.
Like, look at Chiellini. Chiellini is what, like 38? He's been kicking for a while. Just to give you an example, like, it's such a sort of old age league. Like I was saying before, Mandzukic, AC Milan strikers are 74 years old combined.
True.
Mental.
But I think Tomori, if he's moving anywhere, I reckon he'd suit a Leicester.
I think he would suit a Leicester, maybe a Liverpool.
I don't think
If
he'd get in,
Jones left.
I don't think he'd get into Liverpool's team.
No, if Gomez left, I think he could fit in there. Bear
Potentially.
in mind, Tomori did used to play right back, pardon me.
True.
So he could fit if, say, Trent got injured as a right back, because he did spend his whole youth career as a right back. It's only this season he's moved to a centre back. So there is that option of him going back to the right back role
Mm,
and flying over on the wings.
very true.
I don't know. I couldn't see him going to attack. Maybe the Bundesliga, maybe, because that's a bit fast paced like the Prem.
Yeah.
But I couldn't
Yeah.
see.
I don't want to say he's only young, so there's obviously room for improvement. But
Is he like 22?
yeah, the 7.
What,
23, 24. He's born
Yeah,
in
so
97.
he's-
Yeah, it's 24, I think, yeah.
Hey, same year as me. Hey. What month? Do you not know?
19th of December.
I'm older than him. Jesus Christ.
Nah, I don't like his move to AC Milan if it happens. I just think it's the wrong move for him, personally.
I mean, competitively, Juventus win it every year. So, if he wants challenge, like, I can't see him doing well. No offense to him, but I think the German league, the Bundesliga, would be a better shout if he was to move away.
Mm.
I'd give that one like a
I give it a 2.
2. Yeah. I mean, it's good. He'll get game time, but the league is not right for him.
No, it's not that at all.
Right, moving on. We have now got the next player. Is a guy called Diaby from Sporting Lisbon to RSC Anderlecht on a loan deal till June 2021 with a potential agreed. It's not confirmed agreed yet, but they're talking about agreeing the option to buy him at the end of the loan spell.
I think I've heard of this Derby.
Yeah, so he's I want to say. Let me check. I don't want to offend.
I think he's the same as Partey.
He's got a green, yellow, and red flag.
Pretty sure
which
Partey.
I think I want to say it's Ghanaian. I don't want to offend anyone though. Oh, sorry, it's a Mali right mid. Don't want to offend anyone. But yeah, he's gone to the Belgian league on a loan spell, which pretty much will be agreed by the end of the transfer to buy him if he does well.
Mm.
I mean, he was my starter right mid at FIFA this year. What a player. 4-star, 93 pace, 74 dribbling. You know, he was a decent little shout at the start.
Yeah, he's quite good to be fair.
I mean, I think it's a good loan. Like, he's pretty much moving to a new league, potentially qualifying for Europa with Anderlecht, or to the Champions League if they win, instead of Genk. I mean, I'd rate it about a 5 for the deal.
Mm.
What's your thoughts on
I give
that?
it. I reckon it. See, with these young players, he's young player, isn't he? Pretty sure he's young player.
He's 29.
Oh, he's 29.
Yeah, he has been around for a few years.
See, I reckon at 29, you don't want. I don't think you don't want a loan move. You want a permanent move.
Yeah, they are pretty much gonna make it permanent. Like at the end of when they get the next budget.
Look, if he stays at this new club for the rest of his career, I'd agree with it. Probably give him a 6.
He will be linking up with Vincent Company.
Very good. I'd give it a 6.
What did I say? Did I say 5?
I think you said 5, yeah.
I'll give him 5 anyway. Have you got another player in line, or should I save the next one quick?
Well, this is not so much a player. I added this for a little twist. Phil Neville. He has left the role as England's women head coach.
Oh, this is really old news, Josh.
I know, but I wanted to put it in because I like Phil Neville.
Oh,
What?
I don't.
Mandzukic was announced a week ago.
Yeah, but it's Phil Neville.
Phil Neville's he's a legend.
Hey, it's Phil Neville. Gary Neville's better.
I could move on to my next one if you want to. Just leave Phil Neville.
No, I'll let you do Phil Neville.
Thank you. Anyway, he's now going to Inter Miami, who is part owned by David Beckham, and I personally wanted to get your opinion on it because I'm pretty sure he did quite well with the England women team.
Well, don't quote me on it, but I swear they either won the Euros or something with the women.
I know we did something,
We
right?
won something with it. Was it the World Cup?
I'm not too sure.
My personal opinion about Neville, I don't like him. But Manchurian Wall is a good shout. Let me check what he won.
What do you think? What do you think of him partnering up with David Beckham?
I mean, it's a re-link up from the past, but let me see what he's won. I personally don't know. It's a bit off. Manchurian, let's have a look. Just trying to have a look what he won. Manchurian career, here we are. Neville has made of a crown. So we got England 4th place in the World Cup.
Mm.
They lost to Sweden. And he did win the qualifying thing for the Women's World Cup in 2018. And I think he got second in the Euros.
Very good. So everyone's been. Oh, I just wanted to get your opinion on it, really. As you do, we're all about opinion on this podcast.
I don't like him as a person, but it's a good move because he's going from no offence to the women's football, it's not as competitive as the men's. So he's making the transition to a more competitive side of football and more faster pace, which potentially could see him become like a good manager in the future.
But he's the MLS.
Yeah. But you never know.
Not really much competition in the MLS.
Well, the top teams, you've got my team, LAFC. Big up LAFC, massive fan of them. We'll be buying their Fortnite skin on Fortnite. Then you got the LA Galaxy, obviously one of the best.
Mm.
Orlando City. You got Portland Timberlands. You got DC United. And Chicago. Can't remember the name. And then you got the Toronto team. Toronto FC, I think they're called. So there are a few ones in there. And then you got the others who haven't said. But
They're the main
I
ones.
can see them potentially doing well in the conference between the two sides, like the East versus the West. You never know.
You never knew. Another Ollie.
You never know. Ollie could get sacked, Phil could come in.
God, not another interim manager. Please. Fed up with second managers now.
Well, it's not up to you.
Oh yeah, I know, but...
It's up to that bastard Woodward.
Bloody Glazers.
Why can't they just fucking sell the club? I'll tell you what. The only things that get me supporting United getting and buying
Yeah,
their shirts.
we know this. You said this.
I did mention the Glaciers. If they sell to an Abu Dhabi person or any other person who wants to buy the club, take our debt over, I'll rebuy your shirts.
Thing is, I don't...
Until that time, I'm not buying a shirt. I'm taking this more high ground.
Funnily enough, I'm wearing a Man United shirt right now.
I'm wearing a Brighton shirt.
Big up the club. Big up the
Big
badge.
up Brighton.
I still not buy this
Right,
shirt. I need to
moving
buy
on.
this season's kit.
I tell you what, this season's kit, fucking hell, what's going on?
I like the
And
away kit. I like the third kit. The white,
What?
black
They look
and...
like zebras.
I like it. I like the white, black and red. That was really nice.
I don't like it.
I like it.
They make our players look like zebras.
They don't.
The black
Zebras
one's not
don't.
too bad.
Zebras don't have red.
Whatever. But they do when they get bit by a tiger.
Well, that's true.
So, ha. And the home kit looks like a Manchester bus seat cover.
Well, the home kit's been the same for God knows how many years.
And I was about, you know, the little yellow accents all throughout the shirt? Like, it literally looks like a bus seat pattern.
Yeah, but Brighton's... I'm sorry, but Brighton's kit, can we just say... What football team has a collar for a kit?
Mate, the collar is looking amazing.
It looks like they're some private school team.
Mate, I tell you what, I did
Oh,
like the pinstripes at first.
I'm from England. I'm in private school. I can't do a very good posh accent. We play
Oh,
football
just
for
like a
Brighton.
Scouser.
Mate, that's not my Scouse. My Scouse is really deep. My Scouse accent goes really deep. I love the Scouse. Absolutely love the Scouse. Can't beat the
Get in
Scouse.
the bin.
Scousers are the best. I can't do Scouse.
If anyone understands, listen to a song called Man United Rule in the chorus. It's how I feel. But yeah, swiftly moving on. Alexi Garcia has moved from Man City to Everton on a free transfer till June 2021. Do you know who Alexi Garcia is?
Believe so.
He's the B-Tech version, is how I used to describe him, of David Silva.
Oh god. Get rid of
They're both
him.
Spanish, they're both cams, and they're both left-footed.
Get rid of him. And David Silva, he's no good.
Mate, David Silva was amazing in real life.
I don't like David Silva.
Mate,
As for
tell you
Garcia, I don't think he gets much game time anyway. So if you don't get much game
He didn't even
time,
play in leagues.
if you don't get much game time as a player, the move is always the best option. So in this
Problem is, though,
case,
he's only 23.
that's why he needs the move to get the game time. So for
The
me,
other problem is,
it's a good move.
yeah, it's a good move, but basically Man City ripped off his contract, said he can move for free. But the club he's gone to, Ebot, have only signed him for 6 months when he's completely free.
Yeah, but if he
Right.
does good, they might want to buy him.
No, basically, when you become a free agent, you've got the first time you go to, like Ibra, when he went to United, United can't sell him. But before United went to his contract, if he had gone to LAFC, then LAFC could have sold it or something.
Mm.
It's like a weird back thing. But yeah, basically, Ebart won't be able to sell him, but the next time he goes to, if his contract doesn't get ripped up, can sell him or something.
See, I don't see the point in moving to another club for a couple of months. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
It's the same with Wilshere.
Yeah, like, just, like, at least go for a season. It's like, not for half a season. No point.
Like, by the time I'm not going to say it being harsh, by the time you've flown there, got like renting an apartment,
You've missed off a games.
It's basically the fucking time to go back.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, well, what can I do now? Oh, wait, let me just repaint the ceiling before I leave this apartment. Then the next whole 6 months later, we sorted off somewhere else.
It's just it's stupid, really, when you think about it. But then I guess you can't really do much in January because it's a small transfer window, so.
Yeah, to be fair, most people do spend their money in July.
See, with that one,
Yeah.
I'd probably give it a 4.
I mean, the team ain't, I'm not being harsh to Ebart fans.
If there
The
is
team
any.
ain't very good. It's one of the lower league teams in. It's basically like the Fulham of La Liga. Pretty much. Is how I could describe them.
Jesus.
Like currently, Ebart is 15th out of 20.
Yeah.
But they are only 5 points ahead of relegation, 20th. Which, going to their form, they've lost 16 games. Sorry, I was looking at the goal minus, sorry. They've lost 8 games, drawn 7, won 4.
Mm.
So, I mean, it's not the worst, but it's not the best.
Nah, it's in the middle, isn't it? Right. What I think this is probably the second most surprising one I've got on my list is that Tottenham are potentially going to sign Danny Ings in the summer. Now, he's expected a new contract, Danny Ings from Southampton. But there's been concern that Southampton are not going to give him one. So Tottenham are monitoring it to see what happens. If they don't give him a new contract, he's potentially going to move to Tottenham in the summer. Now, I don't see what use he would be because they've got Kane, Son and whatnot. But as a backup, because I don't think they have a backup striker. Or a decent one anyway.
I think we've got Llorente. No, he's a Napoli, sorry.
So I think Danny, a move up is quite good. But I've also heard that he wants to move up to a top-rate Champions League team. So there's two different stories floating about here. Tottenham want to buy him, but Danny Ings wants to go like to a Liverpool kind of team. So it's a bit of a.
Mate, it's going to be left Liverpool.
It's going to be a. I don't know what's going to happen with him. I think if they don't give him a contract, I reckon he'll go to Spurs. Because it makes sense with my next transfer, which I'm going to jump straight into if you don't mind. Because it links.
Can we take it off over?
It links in with this. So the reason why I think Danny Ings is going to go to Spurs is because Dele Alli is forcing a move to Paris Saint-Germain to be with Poch.
To be fair, I have heard this a lot. Hence why I said about Ericsson prior to this, re-linking up. Because Poch likes to keep people that he's built up and got his tactics worked down with.
Yeah.
And Ericsson is one of these people.
See, Mourinho doesn't like playing him. He's played. How many games? I think he's played.
I think it was 3.
No, he's played 4 times in the Premier League.
Yeah, so he's played once then, since I've last heard.
Yeah, and obviously he's not want to do much. Now, Fabrizio Romano, who was a very credible journalist, tier 1 journalist, has come out on Twitter and tweeted saying PSG will push again this week to sign Dele Alli. The player wants to leave as soon as possible. It's up to Tottenham and Daniel Levy. And then he came up with an update on the 18th.
Daniel Levy.
Daniel Levy, yeah. And he came out with an update on the 18th of January saying PSG are very keen to sign Dele Alli on loan. Pochettino wants him and Dele is pushing to leave Tottenham. He respects the club, but he wants to play. Tottenham at the moment are not convinced yet that they are taking time. The deal is not easy. Now obviously Pochettino going to PSG has also increased the chance of Dele Alli going to PSG. I personally think it's a good move because he's not getting game time, and him and Pochettino have a good connection, so it'd be the perfect move for him. And if you think about it, PSG don't really have a good midfield. Like they have a average, below average midfield.
Well, you think the current midfielders, no offence to anyone who's a PSG fan, you got Rafinha, Andre Herrera, Daniel Pereira, then you got Verratti, but Verratti's 29 himself. Then you got who's the other guy?
You've got Herrera.
I've said Herrera. Who's the other Spaniard?
I'm not too
Carlos
sure.
Libra. So it's a very botched midfield.
Right, yeah, true.
So no offence, but they've got no attacking creators apart from Cerebra, and he's pretty whack. So Dele Alli going there.
He's probably going to be one of the best midfielders for Paris anyway.
He'll be the best attacking midfielder there. Plus he's got the likes of Mbappe to run down the wing from his passes.
True.
It'd be insane.
I reckon it's a really good move for him. And then obviously it links him with Danny Ings and, like you said, Ericsson. Which I think.
Imagine Ericsson and Dele Alli both going there, beefing up the midfield with Mbappe, Neymar, Di Maria on the wings.
Nice.
Oh,
No, I do think Dele Alli to PSG. I'd probably put it at an 8.
I'd say a 9.
Yeah, it's not as good as Jadon Sancho.
Mate. Let it drop.
This is a transfer show.
Well, seeing as you've done 2, I'm going to do 2. So, the first one we have is Daniel Drinkwater from Chelsea to Passion in Turkey, Superliga. He's got a loan deal till June 21.
I thought it was Danny.
I think he's known as Danny, but I've always said Daniel Drinkwater.
I thought it was Danny. Oh,
His first name's actually Daniel. Let me check. Yeah, he's gone to Compassa on a loan deal for 6 months. Daniel Noel Drinkwater is his name, goes by Danny.
I did not do that. What league is this team playing?
You know the Superliga, same as Fenerbahce, Galatasaray, but it's more of the sort of mid-team type thing.
Where's he going from again?
Chelsea.
To
give you an example, Campasa are 16th out of 21. So, they're not the greatest team.
But it's another situation where at Chelsea he's not getting much game time, is he?
Well, no, I think he moved from Leicester, which is one of the key midfielders, to Chelsea, and he's just been like a bench player.
Yeah. If he's not as I've always said, I'll always stick by this opinion. If a player he's at a club and he's not getting any game time, or not as much game time as he was like what he would like to, then get a move. And if he gets a move and it goes ahead, then that's a great move because he's going to get more game time. That's always been my opinion on players that aren't getting game time that haven't want to go. So it's a good move, but then it could also jeopardise his career.
I mean, all it takes is for, say, no offence, Compasses to get relegated.
True.
And then next thing you know, he's gone back to Chelsea, completely dropped off. It's a weird move, I'm not gonna lie.
There's always a risk moving to a foreign country team.
Well, look at Joe Hart when he went to... I want to say it was Torino.
Don't know.
That butchered his career. Like he had no prior language for it. He didn't know what he was saying properly. He had to get a translator and all, which is understandable. But since going to yeah, he just killed him.
See, you know what? He was such a good goalkeeper, and then his drop off was he just had a massive drop off. Didn't he get injured?
Yeah.
See, that's the problem. When a goalkeeper gets injured, when they come back, they're never the same. Because I don't know, it's goalkeeper. I think it affects them more mentally than what it does a normal player.
Well, look at who's he got injured? Butland.
Yeah.
Broke his fingers, and then next thing you know, his career swan dived.
To be fair, Neuer got injured, but Neuer came back strong, I think.
Well, no, it was a beast anyway.
Neuer was out for a while, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Obviously, he's come back and he can still do what he does best.
Mate, he's undoubtedly the only sweeper keeper in the world.
Oh yeah. Stadium's dropped off a lot.
True.
But I like that transfer. Ish. I give it a 4.
Fair enough. Now, I definitely know you know this guy, and if you say you don't, I'll give Drinkwater a 5 star. There's a guy called David Abraham, who was an Eintracht Frankfurt centre-back, has moved to a club that I'm gonna butcher, I'm sorry, Atletico Hurricane, in the Argentinian top flight league. He's 34, and he reportedly is going to retire there.
Not one of the best teams to go retire to. Is the Argentinian though?
No. Yeah, he's the Argentinian centre-back.
Well, that's he's going to a club and he's in his home, like, basically. Any player would love to retire in their own home, or a home like country.
I think Maradona did as well.
A lot of players like it nowadays.
But with Abraham, I would have expected him to go to like Boca
Yeah, true.
or something. I know it's a bit weird.
Guess whatever transfer comes up, isn't it, really? Or whoever comes and gives you an offer.
True.
But retiring in your hometown or home country is probably the best way to retire. But I'd give it a 3.
I was going to give it a 2 because of the team that he's gone for. Eintracht Frankfurt is a decent team.
They are, yeah.
And it just seems such a butchered end of his career.
But he's 34.
True. That is very true.
So you got to put the age aspect into it. Oh. Well,
Yeah.
I'm presuming that you've heard about Upamecano.
Going to Man United.
Nope. Upamecano, this came out today, but I couldn't find a source because I didn't have enough time. But Upamecano had reportedly reported that he is going to make a move to Bayern Munich. Now, the Bayern Munich CEO came out and said that they are in talks with Leipzig. Now, if this happens, I mean, me personally, once Bayern Munich come out with a transfer and say, like, obviously, like, if they're with Upamecano, it's basically a done deal. Because Bayern Munich don't mess about with their signings.
Mate, I'll give you one example. Tariq Lamptey, last summer, was meant to be going to Bayern for 23 mil.
Why would
said
Bayern?
no.
But they said no.
Yeah, but
That's why I didn't go.
Not messing around.
Yeah, they don't mess around. They will go in. They will give you what you ask for. If you say no, you say no. It's as simple as that. What I'm saying is, they go in with the right offer. But if you say no, then you say no. There's nothing to do. Like United just squirmed, and I'm going to bring it back up again. They took the mick with Jadon Sancho last summer, with offering 60 million. Then they go back with 70 and go back with that. Whereas Bayern Munich, if you want 80 million from Upamecano, they will go in and they will give you 80 million. And if you say no, there's nothing else to do. That's what I mean by they don't mess about. They just go in. They might try and get you down a couple of mil, but they most times go in with the right amount of what they ask for. Now, if it happens, I think Upamecano to Bayern Munich would be a good move. Even though it's in the same league. And Bayern Munich and Dortmund and Leipzig are the best three teams in the Bundesliga. I think Bayern that little step up for him. Get his career going a bit more, and then he makes that other step up to like a Liverpool or a United or a Barcelona or whatnot.
It would be good to like link up with Hernandez, the centre back.
True.
Stuff, but it hurts to not see like Mukiele, Upamecano in the same team. Think about it.
I get what you mean. But I mean, he was always going to go somewhere. This summer, this transfer anyway. Whether it be now or the summer, he was always going to end up going somewhere. But the thing is, he has come out and said that his dream move is to go to the Spanish league. So whether
Real, you know.
I can see him at Real, but whether he will stay at Bayern or he will want to move next year or whenever, I don't know. But me, it's not. I mean, it's not a really good transfer because he's he's only taking that little step up. If he was going now to Real Madrid, that's a good place for him to go. It's a big step up for him. It'll put him up to a challenge. But how long has he been in the Bundesliga now? And he's going up a little step.
1.5 seasons, I think, or 2.
I think if he was to move, I reckon he's at that stage now where he needs to make that big step up. Not go to a Bayern, but go to a Real Madrid and Liverpool. Take a big step up. That'll put you up the next level of your career. I don't think he'll get that at Bayern, if I'm being truthfully honest.
Also, if you think about the competition, you've got Alba, Hernandez, Boateng, Sula, Pavard. You've already got 5 prime centre backs there. I think so, 5. I'm saying it's 5. I might be stupid, but you've basically got 5 prime centre backs. To try out beat. To be fair, Alba is meant to go into Real Madrid in the summer.
True. So then that would be a good thing for.
Still, you got Sula. If Hummels was still there, no fucking chance.
True.
But as Hummels has gone back to Dortmund for like the 15th time in his career, then yeah, I can see him getting in if they also drop one more centre back. But otherwise, it would just be a bench warmer.
Yeah.
Which is sad to hear. Because for Upamecano, Sula is one first choice back, centre back. So is Hernandez. Boateng's third choice. And then you've also got Pavard fourth choice, which would overtake Pavard. Then you've also got what's his name? I forgot the other guy's name.
I've got these apart, haven't you?
Who's that German guy? Kimmich.
Oh, yeah.
He plays centre back. So I see a mid move from like a 5.
I'd probably give it up, but I'd give it a 5 as well.
Yeah. Swiftly move on. Because I've got a few to still get through.
I've got one left.
Well, I might just have to be me rambling on for a bit after. Should I do like 3 just to break it up? Well, the next person we're going to talk about is a guy called Alfred Duncan, who is moving from Fiorentina to Calgary on a loan deal with an option to buy at the end of the spell.
Interesting.
You know who he is.
I don't know much about him, I'm not gonna lie.
He's basically the you know the Thomas Partey
Yeah.
nation, Ghanaian. He's the same nation as Thomas Partey. And last FIFA, I believe, let me quote the fact. He had a stupid card that everyone used.
Okay.
Duncan, I believe. Nope, it was FIFA 19. I believe. Yeah, FIFA 19 had an 82 rated midfield,
Nice.
which he was stupid. But I mean, it's sort of a downgrade because he's going from Fiorentina to Calgary,
True.
so it's not the best. But if he's not getting game time in the Fiorentina squad,
Mm.
it's probably a good move.
I mean, yeah, if he's not getting game time,
To be fair,
it's the right move.
Calgary do need somebody to help because they're 17th and they've lost the last 5 games.
Jesus. Yeah, no, you know my opinion on if people don't get, if players don't get time, then you need to move on.
Yeah. I'll give him a 5 for that because it's the same league.
No, I agree with 5. Right, should we do my last one, or do you want to carry on?
No, we could save it for a bit just to break mine up a bit because I've got like 20 left.
God. Alright, we can't, I don't want to do more. We've been going, what, now and...
But I'll
now
try and cut a few out.
Hmm.
Right, the next guy, who I hope you know, is a guy by the name of Sahouli Meite, has moved from Torino to AC Milan on a loan deal, with a pre-agreed deal to buy him at the end of the loan spell, with conditions that may apply, which are unknown to this matter right now.
See,
Which is a big step up, Torino, AC Milan.
well, yeah, it is, but I mean, it's still the Italian league, isn't it?
True, it is, but he's going from 18th league position right now to first.
Well, to be fair, that's like going from Burnley to Liverpool, if you think about it. So if you put it into Premier League context, then that's a pretty decent step up.
Yeah. With pretty much a pre-agreed, unless something happens drastically, I don't know what would, he's pretty much going to Milan.
But fair play to him, forgetting that, fair play to him. You know, if I don't know, if one of the Burnley players went to Liverpool, I'd be surprised.
Imagine like Sabilson or something goes to Liverpool, you'd be like, what?
But I guess that's modern day football, isn't it?
I've seen some weird shit in my time in football. I've seen like, who was it that really weirded me out? Phil Jones was one of them.
Mm.
You had Cavani, which sort of weirded me out because I didn't understand why the hell we had him. Fred was another.
See, I can't see.
There's been
Fred's grown. He's grown into United too now. But,
Yeah, but I'm talking about like first time Fred was even talked about. Like, why?
Oh, now you know why. I think. Hope you do.
Right. The next person we got is a guy by the name of Kevin Streetman. Has moved from Olympique de Marseille to Genoa on a loan deal.
I know Straightman.
Yeah, Streetman's OG.
I know Straightman.
Streetman's been around for, I don't know how many teams he's been in, but he's been around, I know that much.
He's been in a few clubs.
Let's look at the clubs that he's been at. Just to give context, he's been, obviously he's been at Genoa, now Marseille, then Roma, he's been to PSV, he's been to Sparta something in the first Serie A Eredivisie,
Yeah.
and FC Urech. Might be Genoa. But yeah.
Yeah, I like Straightman. It reminds me a bit like Schweinsteiger.
He's sort of like the old like the last sort of like midfielder, like the old style.
Yeah.
Not none of this new Bruno Fernandes shit box to box. He's like the CDM, like push bitches off the ball. No, it's weird to see him going to some place like Genoa, not like back to AC Milan or something.
I mean, he's probably 30 or so, dude.
Exactly so.
Very good then. So he's pretty much coming to the end of his career now anyway. He's got to get somewhere.
I'd give him a 5.
I give him a 6.
He's a good player, just a weird club for him.
Yeah.
Now this is a spicy one.
Woo.
Do you know a guy called Luka Jovic?
I do, yes, the Real Madrid striker.
Yes, well he's weirdly enough gone back to Eintracht Frankfurt on a loan deal till the end of June this year.
Ooh.
But potentially, it hasn't been confirmed, but in a few sources, like in Sky Sports and stuff, there might be a pre-agreed deal to rebuy him back to Frankfurt.
Well, to be fair, Llorente, I think, is first choice striker for Real Madrid. If he's still there. Llorente, I'm pretty sure Llorente. Is it
No, it's Benzema. Benzema's first choice striker.
Who's the other one? I watched Real Madrid play the other day, and they had this other striker from it. It's amazing for them.
Let me have a look. Positions, attackers. So they've got Benzema, Rodrigo, Vasquez, Asensio, Vinicius, and their other striker is someone called Borja Mariano.
Oh, Benzema's a centre forward, not a striker.
Yeah, so Benzema's still first choice.
Well, yeah.
Because they mainly play the like a false 9, 4-3-3, like him playing centre forward. So, and then they've got Hazard as well, who can play striker.
True. I mean, there is a lot of choice for forwards for Real Madrid. So if he's going back to the club he came from, then he's clearly not happy.
And bear in mind, he had a wondrous season at Eintracht Frankfurt before the Real one. I think he was top second goal scorer in the whole league.
I think he was, yeah.
It's like Rebic as well. Rebic went to AC Milan.
Yes, was it? Yeah.
Potentially, he might be going back in the future.
Interesting.
But yeah,
I think that is a good move for Jovic.
I do, because it also means he's back in the Bundesliga, which, apart from Premier Bundesliga, is one of my favourite leagues.
Yeah. What else is
So what you saying for Jovic?
I give him a 7. I think it's the right move. If there's too many, there's too many forwards for Real Madrid to choose from. So the likelihood that Jovic is getting as much game time as he probably was is going to be slim to none. So probably a move back to Frankfurt probably. If he's going back to the club he came from, then he's obviously not happy at Real Madrid.
No, I don't think he is.
So then, yeah, if he's not happy, then I think he should pack his bags and hitchhike.
Yeah, so the next one we have is a little old, but we still got to cover it because it's been the last 3 weeks. Timmy Fusu Menza has moved from Manchester United to Bayer Leverkusen for £1.4 million. His contract reportedly states he's going to be there till at least June 2024 with a 2-year option extension.
See, I know about this one, and my honest opinion is I'm disgusted we let him go.
I tell you what, no jokes aside, my FIFA career mode, amazing. I have got two. One I stream for United, one I don't stream for United. And one I streamed and sold him for like 12 mil. But ridiculously, he's amazing.
See,
I actually liked him as a person.
It's a good move for him because he's still young. Obviously, he's not getting game time.
He's 23.
Yeah, still young. He's not in his prime yet.
True.
So a move for him is the best. But I mean, you know that now we haven't. I don't know. I just kind of wish
should have kept him for 1 more year.
Yeah, because I reckon he would have got a bit of time. But now and especially now we're gonna have to play Thursday, Sunday. Because we've got the FA Cup, the Europa League, and the Prem. That's at least 4 games, or at least 3 games a week. There's gonna be a lot of rotation. But to keep him probably would have been the best.
And the best thing as well, he can play centre back, left back, and CDM, which is bloody crucial. In this game of Age of FIFA, like football, or FIFA, sorry, like Kimmich smashes it, he can play right back, right mid, centre defence mid, centre back. If you can variable change places, you're the squad. And this guy, I do miss him. Yeah.
I'm happy he's got to move. I'm happy he's got to move. Just hope he gets better and then comes back. Fingers crossed.
What, a bit like a potential with the pay?
See, I wouldn't take the pie back because he doesn't fit in anywhere.
True. I just missed the fish, the mental fish, as I used to call him. I do miss him. You know, him, Wayne Rooney, oh mate, that was the team.
He's not done much for Lille, has he?
Not really, he gets a few informs every year and stuff, but... I don't know, it's a bit of a weird one.
Yeah, it's a weird one. I'll agree with you on that one.
Right, swiftly moving on to another one. Do you know a guy by the name of Lucas Pison?
No.
Well, he was a Chelsea youth academy person, pretty much. He's been on loan a few times on places, but Braga have snapped him up for £922,000,
Not too bad.
which is a steal. And his contract is set to run out in June 2025. So he's basically left Chelsea because he wasn't getting into the first team. And Lampard pretty much stated that he wouldn't fit because of the people they have. So he left. And it's a steal. He's valued, like, rep thing is about 1.4 mil. And they've managed to save about 500k on him, which...
Good bit of
it's a decent little save, especially in the pandemic we're in. You know, saving a pound, saving 500 grand, saving 500 grand.
True.
Which is quite decent.
That's a bit of business,
that's all I can say from... So I'd give him, you know, about a 6 rating. I hope he does well in the Portuguese league. Maybe in the future I might use him. But yeah, I think it's a good little move for him.
Yeah, sure.
What's your rating on it?
Because they got him for so cheap, and that's a good bit of business, I give it a 5.
Okay. Right, the next person, and I'll let you do your one. He's a very young person, bear in mind. He's a 19-year-old, may I add.
Okay.
But he's moved from Nantes. I'm not saying how you say it in French because it's a sort of bad word in England. That's how you say it.
Oh, that's this one.
But he's gone to
this one.
Juventus. Yeah, he's gone to Juventus with a pre-agreed option to buy if he does very well, and he's going to Juventus till the end of June to link up with Ronaldo, which, I mean, potentially could be a very good move for him.
I mean, any young player that moves to teams with Ronaldo, you're always going to get a good mental eyes, aren't you? You're always going to get, he'd probably keep him under he could probably keep him under his wing. I reckon working alongside Ronaldo, that's like a bit of training for a 19-year-old.
Bear in mind, he's also got stuff like Dybala. He's got Chiellini, who can teach him a few bits. We would have had Douglas Costa, but he left. But yeah, he's only 19. If they do buy him, he's pretty much going to be there for a while until they sell him.
Oh yeah.
Like, I could potentially see him there for about 5 years if they buy him.
If he gets the right training, he probably could become a quite decent player. With all that experience and stuff around him.
I just realised I never said his name. His name's Dabu, by the way. I should have mentioned that. Yeah.
But his name?
I like his name because it's Dabu, dab on them type thing, but...
Wow. I bet you dabbed when you said that, didn't you?
No.
The silence tells it all. When he said dab, we did a little dab. You know what's funny?
Mate.
You know what's funny? When you dabbed, I heard I heard a rustle when you're dabbing.
Yeah.
You're sad.
Anyway, not embarrassing dabbing in.
Sorry, but you're sad.
Wow.
I bet you dab against me when you scored, didn't you?
Might do.
Silence kills it all.
Well, no, most of the time, the flicking the finger type thing, that thing, where you smack your finger against your hand.
I used to be able to do that.
I mainly do that when
I can't do it anymore now.
I tell you what, since, I'm having to click my fingers every fucking day, like 40 times a day, it bloody hurts. But I do every time I score against you. But yeah, moving on. We have Islam Slimani, who's moved from Leicester City to Lyon on a free transfer, and his contract is due to run out in 2020 June.
So, he didn't get much game time because of Vardy. And I know who he is.
Well, he was in the Leicester winning squad when they won the Prem.
See, it's good moving away, but then he's still moving to like a top quality team.
But the only reason why I've put this person in is because of the next transfer, which I'll be doing after. Or should I say it now?
No, you can say it now.
Well, basically, the reason why Slimani's gone to Lyon for a 1-year deal is the fact Moussa Dembele, Lyon's striker, has moved to Atletico Madrid on a loan deal till June 2021 with the option to buy him at the end, which Atletico are very keen, reportedly, to buy him.
That's a good move for Dembele.
So, yeah, that's why Slimani's gone there to cover.
That's the stuff that he needs. Obviously,
I could see him being like another Griezmann.
Yeah.
Like when he was at Atletico.
Yeah. I can see that. He's got the potential. That's a good. I like that move for Dembele. I'd give that a 7.
Decent. I'd give that an 8.
That's a nice move.
What about for
Slimani? Or Salami, as I call him.
I used to call him Savaloy for some reason.
Oi, Savaloy.
I don't know why.
I give it a 6. A 5.
I've given him a 5.
Give him a 5. In the middle. It's in the middle.
Because it's just cover.
Yeah.
They are looking for a replacement.
True.
But in the pandemic, what are you going to get?
Very true. It's going to be hard.
But yeah, I'll let you say your person just to break from me speaking up a bit.
Well, this is a shocker to me when I found out about this. But
Oh my god, get these alert out.
well, next season. So not this season. This is for next season.
Oh.
Palestri could be going on loan to Spain. Next
What,
season.
United Palestri?
Yes, next season. Now, when this came
Right.
out, I thought, well, what was the point of us buying? What was the point of us buying him anyway? If we're buying him, we're just going to put him on there. What's the point?
I'll tell
But
you the reason.
I can kind of,
Because Man United.
I can kind of understand why, because we've now got Amad Diallo, who I can guarantee is going to get a start or he's going to get some game time this season. And also he's going to play that right winger. Palestri is still up and coming. So I reckon a loan move to Spain would be good to get his first team game time in. There's not been any clubs mentioned, but I would presume it'd be a mid-table club, so where he could actually get some game time in. And with the
I could see him
potential that
at Valencia.
with the potential that people are giving, if he does well on loan and comes back to United, I reckon he could be a very key part of United's up and coming future squad. I don't know.
Well, this is the thing, because we've got Palestri, if he does well, we don't need Sancho.
True.
But the reason why we signed Palestri in the first place is Man United have a thing where they want to sign every season if they can 3 South American players.
Yeah.
It's a weird concept the Glaciers have. I don't know why. I'm not a board director, but it's one of their things. Sign 2 under 21 players, sign 3 South Americans, and then I think it was also sign like a European as well or something. Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, it's a good
It's a weird concept they have. And that's why we've got so many youth players, because we just buy like 5 players a fucking season that we don't need.
True.
Loan them out, and then next thing you know, they're gone.
But that's modern day football, isn't it?
Well, look at Pereira. We signed him, and then we got rid of him like 2 seasons later.
Yeah, but he never did much. Let's be honest.
No, but I'm saying if Palestri doesn't kick off, I could see this happening to Palestri. Yeah.
It's going to be one of those, isn't
It's
it?
not a bad move. It'll get him some good experience. Where's your mic gone? Let me get us batteries. Hello? Well, seeing as Josh ain't talking right now, I hope you can hear me. Alright, okay. I'm going to move on.
Okay.
So, the next person we have on the transfer centre talk is Anthony Knockout has moved from Fulham to Nottingham Forest on a loan deal till June 2021 to re-link up with his former manager in Chris Hughton.
Interesting.
There isn't no option to buy yet, but if he does well, I know Hughton like Knockout, you know. So, there's potential if he does well for Knockout, you never know. Like, doesn't well not go, he could be back in with Hughton.
Be good at signing.
But that's not the only thing. There is a rumour as well that Shane Duffy might be re-linking up with Hughton. Same with Glenn Murphy, who was in our, as I should say, promotion team. And also, Hughton is very keen on trying to get Connor Goldston from Rangers.
Very nice.
But that might not happen. So, it would be good to see, a few ex-Brighton players link up with Hughton again, But, just wishful thinking.
But I mean, you never know. You never know what could happen.
But yeah. So what would you say on Knockout's little transfer to Nottingham Forest? What you're in?
It's not a right move. It's not a right one.
You're putting something in the microwave, really?
What?
What are you putting in the microwave?
No.
I heard burp, burp, burp.
Yeah, it wasn't just nothing. Don't worry. No, I think it's an alright move. Not one of the best.
It's a bit of a weird one, but I don't know. I mean, if he gets some game time because he's fell out of favour at Fulham.
Right.
This is the thing with Knockout. When he was at Brighton, he's a great Championship player. Don't get me wrong, but he can't cuss it in the Prem.
No, he don't. He needs
So I
to,
think he'll be good in the Championship.
either get his form up a bit, or if there's one of those teams where he can start something. You should get one.
The thing is with Knockout, he's really fast as a ball hog.
True.
One pass to the back to try and take the shot, which
He's selfish.
would always fucking sky it.
But I guess football's a selfish game.
True.
So it's, you can't really. It's not always about the team effort. Look at Rashford, for instance. Rashford against, was it Liverpool? Cavani was through. He could have threw ball it to Cavani in the middle of the box, but he decides to take a shot and it goes miles. If he would have passed it to Cavani, Cavani would have been 1-on-1 and he probably would have put it away. It would have been 1-0. But he said he took the risk.
What I think is this though. Rashford is a Mancunian person, right? His biggest rivals, bear in mind, he's born and bred in Manchester.
True.
His biggest rivals are Liverpool. You know, he'll always have that, if he scored like, oh, up you Scousers, I've scored, type thing.
True.
That'll always be with him. So, I can't see why he didn't pass. But, yeah, football is a team game, but there are selfish people out there.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Knockout.
100%. That was,
Yeah, I rate it.
It's a good little transfer.
I'm going to rate it 6, I think.
I'd give it a 6.
Right. Now, you definitely know this guy, so the next transfer we have is Charlie Austin. Has moved from West Bromwich Albion to Queen Parks Rangers on a loan deal till May 2021.
I know from the year, Charlie Austin. I know him very well.
So, I mean, he's going to be retiring in 2 years, so I can see why he's trying to probably find a new club just to ease in.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's not a bad little sort of shout.
No,
Maybe about a 4 rating.
I mean, you can't expect much from a retiring player. Yeah.
Well, he's only 32 this year, but the problem is, he's a bit like Glenn Murray. He's a bit stocky, as I should say.
True.
And he finds it hard running for the ball up and down the pitch all the time, so...
Yeah, you lose that yard of pace, don't they?
Yeah, so... I can see that just happening with him.
It's probably the best for him, really. I'll probably give it a 5 in the middle.
I'll probably say a 4, because he has come down a league, but... Hey ho, is Charlie Austin.
True.
Wasn't he a Southampton player?
He was indeed.
God, the amount of bloody team of the weeks and the Silver Lounge. No. What was it? This year, Silver Lounge. The amount of times I've seen Charlie Austin. Oh. Right, the next transfer we have is Roland Aarons from Newcastle to Huddersfield on a free transfer till June 2023.
Newcastle to Huddersfield.
Yeah.
Why is he going to Huddersfield?
I have no idea, but he's a left mid, 25-year-old, which it's a bit of a weird transfer, this one, but
It is. Why is he going to?
I think it's because he never played for Newcastle.
Yeah, but there's so many other teams. Well, I mean, I guess at the end of the day, it's the other times that gives you an offer, isn't it? Really?
Yeah.
But I mean, there's taking the first one that arrives, and there's waiting for the right one that arrives. And I definitely think you should have waited for the right one.
You see, I could have seen him at a place like maybe Sheffield. Sheffield could have maybe used him.
Yeah,
Stoke might have had him.
Stoke's a good chance, Stoke.
But Huddersfield, they're a weird one. They're not a bad club, but they're not a great club either.
No.
They're all like they're in between.
Yeah, I mean, I get.
So-
Yeah. At the end
No.
of the day, though, you know. Whatever.
I'll say a 3.
What? Yeah, I give it a 2. Terrible.
I mean, he's sort of moving when he's sort of starting his career off, but team choice is stupid.
Yeah.
I will cut a few players out, but we've got about 15 left, so try and blast through these as quick as I can. The next player we have is Sumario, who's moved from Lille to Boglona on loan with the agreed option to buy him at the end of loan spell.
Don't know much about him. But I mean,
So
in the Italian league.
yeah, so Sumario played for Los Lille, you know, the one with like the little dog logo on FIFA.
Oh yeah.
He was a French centre back, 76 rated, about 58 pace, 81 physical, 76 defence. Not the best, but he's not bad either.
True. But
So-
I mean, it's hard to judge these transfers of these little players because you don't really know, like, you don't really watch them, you don't really know much about them. You kind of go off what you've read and what you've heard in the news, really. But I
I
mean,
mean, he's never been in the national team for France, I can tell you that much.
is Bologna a step up?
I can have a very quick look on where they are in the league and to where Los Lille are, but they are. Hang on. FC. Boglona are 12th in the Serie A. Not too bad. And then they Los Lille are in he's the second in the league. Downgrade.
Another downgrade.
Yeah.
I don't know what these downgrades.
I'll give him a 4.
I'd give him a 4. I'll give him a 4 as well.
He's probably gone if he ain't getting game time. Because I swear they have got quite a few centre backs.
A lot of people do, don't they?
Lost clue. Well, yeah. I know for a fact Brighton have got 9,
Jesus.
which is stupid. The problem is, every fucking season we sign a centre back, and we never sign full backs. We have one left back, one right back.
True.
And Lamptey's fucked, and we're playing a centre back at right back. Yeah, Veltman's not that well, but that's another story for another day. I'll give him a 4.
Yeah, you agree with that, yeah.
Right, the next one, which you've definitely heard about, Robert Snodgrass has moved from West Ham to West Brom for £3.6 million, but he's only on a 1-year contract. But he is 34,
So that'll probably be after that, yeah, then.
so I could probably see him retiring maybe at West Brom.
No, I mean, West Brom aren't the worst team, but at least they're a decent side.
I tell you what though, since he went to West Brom, they've won like 2 games.
There you go then. You should obviously make a change.
And West Ham have lost 2.
Change.
So, I think it's a good move. Because he wasn't really playing for West Ham.
No,
I don't believe.
it wasn't. I don't think it was.
Because you had Harler, you had Harler, who's main striker, you had Philippe Anderson, you had Yarmolenko, what's his name?
I believe so.
So yeah, he wasn't really first choice attacker. But, I mean, if it's a good move for it's a good move for him to probably see the rest out of his career.
True.
He's got about a year and a half at West Brom if he don't get injured. So yeah, it should be a decent little shout. But I think the price though is a little bit steep for him though, because he hasn't really done much in his career. But hey ho, West Brom fans.
They got themselves a little decent player there.
Tell us how you feel about it. Oh, do you remember when he went to West Ham and he was dubbed the next Pyatt? Oh, that fucking killed me.
I don't think so.
That actually killed me. Basically, Pyatt left and they bought him, and they called him the Scottish Pyatt.
Oh.
It was bloody hilarious. But yeah, so I'll give him a 7. A good little bit of transfer.
Aye.
Or 6. I'll give him a 6.
I'll go with 7 there.
Right. The next one we have. Now this guy is one of the hottest stuff in football right now. I'm talking Man United, Liverpool, City, PSG, Barca, Bayern, Juventus, all want this guy. But he's got on a loan deal from Real Madrid to Getafe, and the person everyone talks about is Tafase Kubo.
Never heard of him.
Well, you never heard of a Japanese right winger?
No.
Called Kubo. Mate, last transfer window, before he went to Real Madrid from wherever the hell he was from, everyone was talking about United and all the clubs said before. He was like the biggest promising talent at that time. But yeah, he's got on a loan deal just to get a bit of experience with Getafe, and he's set to return back to Real Madrid after.
Probably the best road if he's up and come in. Get him a bit of, give him on loan, get a bit of play, get him some games under his boots.
I can't. I'm sorry. I can't remember the person's name, but someone who followed me. I don't know if they still follow me on Twitch. They joined the chat and said, "Oh, get Kubo. He's a good right mid or something." And I got him in my career mode. He's stupid.
Is he?
Yeah, I'd happily say, given 4 years, he could be decent if he keeps up his promising talent.
Very nice.
To give you a quick context to like, hang on, where's my Google Drive document gone? I accidentally closed down my document that I had.
Oh, you know.
So his pace is 82, not bad. 82 dribbling, 4-star Forza, 66 shooting, not too bad, but he needs to work on that. But yeah, he's decent.
That's the bad transfer.
I'll give him an 8 because it's getting game time, but he's going back to a better club. So
Try to give him a 7.
there's. Now, I will skip this one. Right, the next one we have is Matt Macy, an icon in Squad Builder Showdown from one of my favourite YouTubers, AJ3. Any chance this guy gets puts him into the team. So, Matt Macy's moved from Arsenal, they terminated his contract, and he's gone to Hibernian on a free transfer, only till May. But the weird thing is, he's only 26, so I'm baffled.
Well, I mean,
But the thing was, he was first choice goalkeeper for Arsenal.
true.
But I thought if you leave Arsenal, you'd at least get more than a 6-month contract.
Well, I mean, he's pretty sure. He's obviously probably wanting another move, then, really.
He's probably using it just to get experience, and then potentially might try and get to a bigger club.
Potentially. Like most players do nowadays.
I know, I feel a bit weird. Like, it's a massive downgrade. No offence, Iberians, but the team compared to Arsenal is a bit shambolic.
True.
But yeah, I would have skipped this bloke usually, but because he's a a squad build showdown legend.
Yeah.
You had to go in.
Who's got next then?
Right, the next one is a slightly old one, I'm sorry, but Sebastian Haller from West Ham to Ajax for 19 million quid, or pounds if you don't understand my jokes. He is on a contract till June 2025 reportedly, so...
Well, to be fair, he never really did much.
He was... I'm sorry for my language, but he was fucking shite.
He
West Ham.
did nothing.
Mate, I could have counted on my fingers how many fucking goals he scored. He was terrible.
He was for me.
So, personally, I'm getting him at 2 because he's a crap player.
I give him a 3, just to give him a bit of a boost.
Like, and plus 19 mil for Hanar. You mental. Are you Ajax board directors on an MF or anything? Because Jesus, you've been ripped.
Yeah, but they can become a new best striker.
Yeah, but for 19 mil, what's he done at West Ham? He's dreadful. But skipping on from Hanar before going to a round about him. We've got William Saliba has moved from Arsenal to Nice on a loan deal till June 2021.
Right, okay.
Do you not know who William Saliba is?
No.
He is a French centre-back for Arsenal. He's only 19. He did have... I think he was a Future Stars, I think, last year. On FIFA. Hang on. Let me have a look for that. But yeah, he's Oh no, sorry, he didn't have Future Stars, it was someone else.
Wasn't it Guendouzi that for stars?
Who?
Guendouzi.
Oh, that's what I'm thinking of then. I knew someone who was French had a Future Stars at Arsenal.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Guendouzi had a future stars. I
think I had it.
He did, yeah.
Yeah, I did. He was shit. But yeah, I don't know. He's only 19, so it's not. He's gonna get a few matches, but he won't get a lot, type thing.
No, but I mean, it's the games that he gets on. You don't really. No matter how many they are.
Once that, he is 6'4".
No,
So
you got to start somewhere.
yeah, true.
I'll probably
I'll
give
give
him
him
a
a
4.
4. Yep, well I'll do. So the next one we have on here is Koznach. Has moved from Arsenal to Schalke on a loan deal till June 2021.
Kolasinac.
Yeah.
See, I knew a lot of Barca fans don't like him. Especially one that wears a cap.
DT, the legend.
I know he's not a biggest fan, and I can understand why. He's not really been terrible for a while now.
Don't get me wrong, he was great. I think he was Schalke beforehand.
I'm not sure.
He was great when he was at the old club before Arsenal, but since going to Arsenal, he's flopped, to say the least.
He's not been the best player for Arsenal, if we're being truthful.
Nah.
But
I mean, look at Tyranny. Tyranny, Jesus.
True.
He's doing bits right now. Runs up the pitch, scores a goal, demanding people around. What's he done? Nothing. I'll probably give him a 4 again because it's just a move to get game time, really.
Yeah, I'd go for 4.
Right, moving on. We have got a guy from what Josh did say earlier, Ahmed Diallo, or Diallo.
Diallo.
His name. has moved from Atlanta to Man United for £18 million, and his contract is until June 2025.
Great little
How are
player.
you feeling about that one?
I'm excited. I can't wait for him to get a start in the team. I reckon if things go well, he could potentially be a great player. He's got potential to be. You know, he's come to United. Like, you know, the likes of Pogba and Cavani and people like that have took him under the wing. He's got used to the way we train. I genuinely think he could be a great player for us. I'm excited to see him start.
I'll tell you what, I could see him. He's only 18, so give him like 4 years training, like getting him a few games. When he's about 22, 23, like Rashford's age right now, I could see him playing striker, Rashford on the left, Greenwood on the right, potentially if we don't have a right winger. If Greenwood does stay, that is. That could be a sick little spacey attack up top. You know what? I'll give him a 9 because it's a future prospect transfer.
You know what? I give him a 9. I give him a 10.
The only reason why I wouldn't give him 10 is he's a massive weight on his shoulders. Like, he's got a lot of shit to live up to, like strike-wise. But if he can pull it off with the pressure he'll have, bear in mind he's only 18, he's not even hit his 20s yet. He could dominate the Prem, I think.
So I reckon he's going to hit. I reckon. I've got a good feeling about it. I reckon he could potentially hit the ground running.
I'll tell you what, he could be like Zaha. You know, one of them guys just keep scoring,
True.
even though it's pouring. I know, just got a weird feeling about him.
But no, I'm excited to see him play.
It'd be good to know we've only got 8 people left, Josh.
8!
Yeah.
It's like 2.
So, the next one we have, Raja Nainggolan has moved from Inter Milan back to Cagliari on a loan deal to the end of June. How are you feeling about that?
50-50.
He's basically gone back to the club that he was before at Inter.
I like Nainggolan. He's been in the game a while.
I remember when he was at Roma. Oh my god, what a guy.
He's old now, like 30, 33, ain't he?
32, but he's downgrading teams, no offence, but Inter Cagliari, so I'd give it a 4 to be honest.
Difficult to wait for that, give it a 5.
Don't get me wrong, absolute goated in the scenes. You know, the guy who used to be in the Hullet Club, his pace doesn't let him down, but he was in the Hullet Club before Hullet was even out in the Hullet Club. That's how goated he was. But yeah. So now we've got Bastos Donaldo, as we call him in the FIFA world, or Bastos, as you might guys know him, has moved from Eintracht Frankfurt to Club Brugge for 3.4 mil, with his contract length running until June 2022.
See, Club Brugge are a very, very decent side. They're not the best,
Yeah.
but they are very decent. I remember when we played Club Brugge. I think it was last April, I think. And they were a very hard team to break down. Yeah, and they're organised, compact. You know, they know what they're doing.
And as well, they always get Champions League football, no matter what.
True.
They're like the Juventus of the league at times.
They're a really good team, so I think it's a good team. This Club Brugge are...
He is 32, but I could see him being potentially to end his career if he don't move on. I'll give him a 6.
I'll give him a 6. I'll give him that.
Right, now we've got Andre Conte, who's an AC Milan right back, has moved to Parma with a pre-agreed obligation to buy at the end of his loan in June 2021. And I can tell you with 100%, the AC Milan boards and team have done like a farewell goodbye to him. So there's like a 0.1% chance of him going back to Milan. So he's pretty much gone.
He went to Parma, did you say?
Yeah, Parma. The same place where Darmian plays.
Not
Which is
too
a bit
sure.
of a downgrade in the team.
Yeah. I'm not too sure I think that's one.
I mean, he's only 26, so I don't understand it, personally. You know, Parma are 19th in the league. So AC Milan's first. It's just like...
That's true.
And he's 26 though. It's a bloody weird one, I'll tell you that much.
But I've said it again, I'll say it now. At the end of the day, it's what offers you get given. You know, if you want to
True.
move, then you're going to move to whatever offer comes your way. Whether it's good or bad. I mean...
I'm just trying to have a look at AC Milan right backs to see who was challenging him. Making him sort of force moving the...
I don't think there's many.
So you had Diego Dalot, David Calibra, Conti, obviously, and then you also have a guy by the name of Matteo Cabari, who's a centre back who can also play there apparently, and also that's it really. So basically, 4 people who can play right back, which I can see why he moved. If the main 3, which is Calibra and Delo, will get more time than him, I can see him move. See why he's moved on.
Yeah.
But I know it's a bit of a weird one.
No, it's a good move. Can't be
I'll
like...
give him a 6.
I'll give him 5.
See what he can do. Okay. Right, now, unfortunately, this wouldn't be a transfer thing without my 4 Brighton boys who have moved on.
Oh,
Sorry for
it is
this.
about time.
But Victor Gyökeres has moved from Brighton Hove Albion to Coventry City on a loan deal till May 2021. Now, I think it's a very good thing because I can ramble on about Gyökeres for a while. I've seen him play live, you know, when I've been working at my job, you know, which I like him. I've seen him score against, who's it in the FA Cup? I can't remember who it was, but I think it was Swansea, when we went on the FA Cup run to the semi-finals, you know, he scored in the lead-up in every game. He's a great little guy, you know. I'm happy for him to get the move to get another bit of game time behind him.
Really?
Yeah, he's coming back to Brighton, but he's going to get like more game time to get more experience, which, you know, means, you know, potentially we could have Gyökeres on the left, Aaron Connolly up top with Trossard on the right. You never know.
Pencil?
I'm giving him a 7 because the team's not great, but he's going to get some time.
Not a bad little player.
What are you saying?
See, I don't know a lot about Brighton. I know some of the players. So...
Well, you know, like the big ones like Welbeck, March, Gross, White,
Yeah, I know that.
Ryan.
Unfortunately, but I don't really... I'll probably give it a 6. I reckon it's a move that he probably needed.
Yeah, it will be coming back though, so I'll be glad for that. Right, the next one we have is Jason Malumbi has moved from Brighton Hove Albion to Preston North End on a loan deal till May 2021.
The stage is yours, because I've never heard of him.
So he's a midfielder who plays for Ireland. He's had 3 caps in the Ireland international team, which, you know, he's been decent. He is our sort of cup midfielder right now. He's only 21, which, it's not great in the age, but he does get a bit of game time. But he wants to break into the first team, which I can understand. But yeah, so he's gone to Preston North End to get some first team action, and he wants to take, if Basuma leaves in the summer to Real Madrid, because they apparently want him, same with Arsenal, don't know why. He wants to try and take Basuma's spot if he leaves. So, yeah. It's a good little loan deal. It's only 6 months, but I'll give him a 6.
I'll give him a 5.
Okay. Next, we have Bernardo has moved to RB Salzburg from Brighton Hove Albion on a loan deal till June 2021. Now, RB Salzburg was one of his first clubs he played for back in the day. They went to RB Leipzig and then we bought him. So he's sort of gone back to an old club. He is only 25.
This is a Brazilian one, isn't it?
Yeah, you know the one I was going to use against you in the SBSD?
Yeah, the left back.
Yeah.
I know you're right.
I mean, he's not a bad little player, but he sort of fell out of favour with Potter. I don't know why.
Potter.
Potter annoys me. But yeah, so... Oh shit, I almost dropped my controller. So, he used to be our left back under Hewitt all the time, and then for some reason he put Solly March as left back when he's a left forward, which baffles me. But yeah, so he's gone to Salzburg, but he should be coming back to us, which I'll be very sad if he does go because I like him. He's a good little left back. And then
Not too bad.
the next one we have. What would you say his rating is? I've gone for a 6.
I'll give him a 5.
Right, the next one we have is Leo Ostergaard has moved from Brighton Hove Albion to Coventry City on a loan deal till May 2021. But the problem is with Ostergaard, his contract does run out in June 2021, and he's sort of not refusing to sign a new contract. Because he isn't getting much game time with us, but we want to keep him. So
You got to give him more game time then.
But the problem is we've got so many bloody defenders. Like I was saying before, we've got Dunk. We still have Duffy on our books. We have Webster. We have Clark. We have Byrne. We have White. We have Ostergaard. We have Sanders. We've got so many centre backs, and this is the problem. You're not. Oh, and we also have Veltman. Sorry. So yeah, we've got so many centre backs. But that's the problem. We can't give him game time. Only in like cup games. But he wants more than that, which is the problem. Hence why I do think he'll be going at the end of the season, like when his contract's up. But yeah, I like Ostergaard. I've spoken to him in real life before. He says hello to me. And wished me a Merry Christmas in 2019.
That's alright, isn't it?
Yeah. Funny enough, this Christmas I got a Merry Christmas from Dan Byrne, Lallana, and I got a Merry Christmas from Sakari, which I just got a shake hand of Sakari, so yeah. Little
Very nice.
fun time.
Has Duffy gave you or Dunk gave you a Merry Christmas yet?
No, but I spoke to Dunk and he asked me what I was doing in the change rooms. Scared the absolute crap out of me. I went to plug in the Hoover to hoover out the dust from the the new shelf put up, and he just comes around from the corner, and he scares the living crap out of me. Oh mate, it was hot. It was no. He's like 6'5". He's bloody tall. But yeah, the next one we have is Matthew Ryan. Today, this is fresh stuff off the press. Has moved to Arsenal on loan till June 2021. But the problem with Ryan is there is a bit of disagreement with him and Potter. So he wants to go back to Australia because he's missing his family and stuff, and he wants to be near him. But on the other hand, Potter is saying that it's going to make him like cost games and stuff because he had one game where he let 3 goals in, and he said that was the reason. So hence why Roberto Sanchez has taken over. So he's gone to Arsenal as a second or third choice goalkeeper. It's sort of a weird move, but I will be saying this as a Brian fan.
You love Ryan.
I do believe he will be go. I do like Ryan. Ryan is. I know when he came to Brighton, no one knew who he was apart from me. Out of my whole work team, the maintenance team, you know, the security. No one knew who he was. I was gassed. Valencia's goalkeeper. I was like, he's amazing. He will save us this year. We're going to be up in the Premier. I was like, oh no, we're going to get relegated. I was right. I was right the second season. I like Ryan.
He's a good little goalkeeper.
But yeah, I will be sad to see him leave Brighton, you know. But if he's homesick and wants to see his family, see his kids and stuff here in Australia,
Fair enough, really.
I can understand it. You know, where he plays, it's fucking raining all the time. It like rains 5 days a week, where he could be in sunny Sydney or whatever on a beach. So yeah, I mean, I will be sad to see him go, but I do think it's a sort of like a cash grab move before he does go back.
Yeah. Get money done before he goes.
Yeah, that's what I see it as. But yeah.
He's a good little player. Ryan.
I think he'll play a couple of cup games, like the FA Cup, if they still win that. And maybe a Europa or something, maybe, if he's lucky. Because he has had experience in Europa League with Valencia beforehand, so I know that much.
Right. I can see that.
So, I'll give him a 7. Be sad to see him go, but
I'd give him a 6.
I want him to stay. I want him to fight for his position, Brian. No, because it will pain me to take down his poster of like Gross, March, Welbeck, Dunk, White, Ryan, Duffy. If I have to get rid of Duffy and Ryan, I'll be heartbroken. Like Duffy going to Celtic, that fucking that hurt.
Did it?
Yeah. The best partnership in the world we had, Dunk and Duffy, the two solid people. And they get split up. Makes me want to cry.
It'll be fine.
But yeah, that's it from all my transfers now.
A couple of good ones in there. A few good ones. Can't I?
There's not a few. I tell you what, I've been going through. So basically, there's something called Football, and there's a transfer centre which every single transfer in the whole world. And I've been going through, trying to find good ones. It takes a while. Yeah. In the next week's podcast, we'll be doing. Should we say the subject?
What's the subject?
So the idea for me for what I put across next week is we talk about some video games we've loved as a kid, why we love them, the fond memories we had of them because we are gamers at the end of the day.
True.
Little sneak peek, Halo 2, absolute beautiful game. One of my favourite childhood memories. But yeah, that'll be recorded potentially next Friday. And that's all from me today.
All from me, good lovely co-host of the show, podcast.
So yeah, if you've managed to listen to this 2 hour and 40 something minutes of us rambling on, thank you, and
We
hope you have a wonderful day.
If you enjoyed the first podcast.
Hopefully it continues, and peace.
Really.